Hey everybody, Aaron Taos here in my studio in Taos, New Mexico, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my single, You Won't. You Won't is a breakup song. I wrote it a couple years ago when I was going through a tough breakup, and I couldn't really find the right words or lyrics to express that emotion. So I actually went back to Guilford, Connecticut, where I'm originally from, and started jamming with some of my high school buddies. And the first thing that came out is I started playing this bass line. A lot of my songs will start with bass lines, but this one particularly seemed pretty interesting to me, so let's take a look at it. So this song instrumentally is built all around the bass line, and let me try to remember how to play it here. It goes something like... something like that, but it's a weird kind of picky bass line that just picks out the chords in a box. Yeah, so like I mentioned, the whole thing starts with this bass line. Not bad, not bad. This kind of reminds me of maybe like early Modest Mouse, or maybe even some Chili Peppers in there. Definitely a melodic bass line. I'm a sucker for riffs, so anything riff related is gonna get me going. In the chorus, we kind of open up the bass line when the chords come in. Yeah, the bass line opens up there, just chugging along, so you kind of have more space for the melody. So I had that bass line, and I believe I programmed some drums to it, but then I hired a friend of mine, Jacob, to play drums. So if you just listen to the drums and the bass grooving, wow, that bass is super loud. Yeah, and then, otherwise, the guitar in this is kind of just accompanying the bass. So it's not as important, really. But we'll check it out. It's just follows the bass line. And it's just got a bunch of spring reverb on it. There's a second guitar that comes in to kind of accompany that. And the offbeat, and all together it sounds like... Oops. Some reverb is playing. So then in the hook, I bring in this other cool guitar part that I'm pretty proud of. It's just this like arpeggiated kind of little riff that just makes it sad. Just kind of like that. And then we got a mellotron doing that. And then I had my friend Alex play guitar, and just this really verbed out kind of pad thing going on. And later on in the song, I bring in some acoustics. Just follows the pad. Some strings come in. Later on, this kind of dark pad comes in. And I did this, guitar solo. This is all DI guitar, just a bunch of effects. Here's some vocals, just so you can hear them dry.
I could write this little song, how I miss you all day long, and it wouldn't change a thing. Oh.
My friend Adam Corbusbire mixed this one. He's the mixer on most of my songs, and he did a great job with this. Then in the chorus, we just bring in 3 vocals as a gang. So it sounds like this.
And you won't But if you came calling, I'd come right back home. I took it for granted, oh god damn it, don't.
I think when I wrote this one, I was still newer to singing in a sense, and so I didn't really do harmonies, so there's no harmonies on this one. Lyrically for this song, I think, songs start up one or two ways. You start with the instrumentation or the lyrics. This one definitely started with the instrumentation, and kind of that bittersweet bassline melody brought out the lyrics that it ended up being, and it pretty perfectly encapsulated what I was feeling at the time going through that breakup. It's basically the song's about the futility of trying to get someone back once you've lost them, and realizing that moment that you actually did lose that person and they're not coming back. And it's built around that theme. I want you to come back. If you did, I would come running. I'd be there for you, but you won't. I know you won't. And I think, anyone that's been through a breakup, which I assume is many of you, just the way you're trying to forget about it, but the way the mind works and thoughts just random firing in your head, and you can't just swat them away like flies. They just come and detonate at different times when you least expect it and ruin your day, and it's really hard to stop thinking about it. Yeah, the first lyric of this song encapsulates it pretty perfectly. I could write you this little song, I miss you all day long, and it wouldn't change a thing. It's nothing crazy, but it kind of, that's how my breakup was. I could do all these things. I could write these songs. I could write you love letters. I could say I'll change, say I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, even if you wanted to come back, you won't. So there you go. There's a quick little explanation of You Won't. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, and I hope you enjoy it. So here's a little bit of it.